Okay, we're very excited to have all of you with us. I do want to cover just a few housekeeping items here before we start. Today's presentation will be a casual opportunity for you to hear from Heather McKinney on the topic of intentions. We will be opening up for additional questions at the end of the session, so please feel free to send over any questions that you have using the question feature on your GoToWebinar panel. And then you'll hear me come back in at the end to help to filter the questions to Heather. So we will also follow up with all registrants and attendees to answer any questions we may not have time to address during the session. So don't worry if we don't get to your question, we definitely will. And do know that the webinar is being recorded, as I said. So we'll be able to share a link with you so that you have the opportunity to listen again, and really so that you have the opportunity to share this with your friends and your family and anyone who may be interested in the topic. So I'm very happy to introduce you to Heather McKinney. Dr. Heather McKinney is a whole life coach and the world's first wholeologist. She brings science-based, holistic, personal growth and professional development together for transformational change. She wants you to live a success-filled whole life, and she created heathermckinney.com to help you do just that. You will discover real solutions and support for optimal wellness and performance at your home, work, and life. Heather earned a PhD in Learning and Performance Systems and her post-bachelor's pre-med degrees from Pennsylvania State University. She earned a master's degree in Instructional Technology and bachelor's focusing on international business, both from Duquesne University in Pittsburgh, PA. This wealth of knowledge comes together to support you in leadership, team building, organization development, quality and performance improvement in professional and certainly in your personal life as well. So more on the personal side, for her personal holistic and wellness education, Dr. McKinney attended yoga teacher training from the Kripalu School of Yoga and Health. She earned advanced degrees and certificates in traditional naturopathy, clinical aromatherapy, holistic health coaching, and life coaching. And she's an avid learner. She continues to learn every day. And most of all, she's super excited to kick off this webinar series with you through the topic of intention. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Heather.
Thank you, Angie. It is so nice to be here today and to see so many people chiming in on this webinar. This will be a 30-minute Grow, Shine, Thrive session. If you hang in with me, we'll be cruising through a lot of content and action steps, most importantly, for you to take steps to grow, shine, and thrive in your life. Today is really about the content, so go ahead and grab your pen and pencil and take notes. You'll be doing your action and movement work after the session, but we will have a minute for questions. Questions and answers we'll cover after around the 12:30 mark. So hang in with me. It's about 30 minutes of content. Then if you want to stick around, we have some live questions to answer. And as Angie mentioned, if we don't get to your questions, please email me at growshinethrive@gmail.com. So let's get started. So I truly want you to think about, where is your life right now? Ask yourself, what do you want to experience? And think not just about your personal life, but also if you are a professional or seeking to be a professional, think about your professional life, and then also think about what legacy you would like to leave. Maybe it's just with your family, and that's a beautiful thing. Maybe it's environmental. Maybe it's with a spiritual group, part of your community. Only you can truly answer these questions. So Grow, Shine, Thrive is your opportunity to take elements of your life and bring it to light so that you can shine brighter. And as you write these things down about your personal, professional, and even global experiences that you want to have in this lifetime, think about if you are taking action steps to move forward with these goals. And if you truly are, then fabulous. I think that's fantastic. I am here to help you stay on track and give you tools to expedite that process. And if you're not, then jump in and let's explore perhaps maybe what's blocking you. I look at when energy flows, you'll hear this a lot in my webinars and my writings. I truly look at motion. Motion's important to me, and thought, whether it's a thought or your physical world, objects in motion stay in motion until something else comes along to transition that. And if we keep that in mind, if you're stuck where you are, you're going to stay stuck until your thoughts change or your physical world changes or your attitude changes, right? So that's what Grow, Shine, Thrive does. We jump in to help you look at maybe what's stopping you, acknowledge that, but you can see also that it can transition and maybe be something that would support you. If you saw the pattern there, it's the power of thought. So it's up to you on where your thought patterns are. Are you choosing thoughts that help or hinder your success? And again, these are really personal questions. Only you truly know what goes on in your mind and in your heart. So I'm asking you to dig deep and really start the pattern of focus on what's working. Focus on what works for you, what brings you success. And if something is not working, then I invite you to recreate that, to change that momentum, to change that energy, change that motion. If it's not working, really your only options are to recreate it, to give different light to it, or learn from it and let it go. I know it's easier said than done, but the more we hear it, the more we can start to practice it. So this is where Grow comes into the practice of setting intentions. Before we can really open our mind, it's good to open your body and take a deep breath. Anytime you feel stressed or you're concerned or confused, just put your shoulders up, your back straight, and do what I call belly breathing. Just place your hands on your belly. See if your belly is truly moving when you breathe. And if it's not, if you're just moving when you breathe on your shoulders and your upper chest, that is a stress breathing response. You want to breathe down in your belly. So this is an exercise you can do right now. You can remind yourself later in the recordings. So just remember that your personal growth and your wellness are truly essential for you to have professional success as well. Another tool that I use in my personal life, and it's really helped integrate my personal and professional success, is the essential oils. And when I'm exploring different topics or going through different events in my life, I'll look at what oils make sense for that. What oils will help bring motion and support to that goal that I'm seeking. And for the topic today of intentions, there's 3 oils that really came to mind. One is Breathe, which we just did. It helps open up your physical body and your chest. Balance, which keeps us grounded and rooted in the moment right now. It's a very earthy, woodsy smell, and it's warm and beautiful. And the Aroma Touch oil, surprisingly, that helps with stress, muscular stress. And when we're stressed, we usually clench our jaws or our shoulders or our back. And the Aroma Touch oil helps to relax those muscles. So you have support on your physical body, your mind, and your emotions all at once. Here's quick little overviews. I'll just show it very briefly because they're, again, at the end. But if you're interested in these oils and you truly want to do a whole life support system, go to my website, heathermckinney.com, and click on the Essential Oils tab. There's an option to buy there, and you can also order at wholesale, which is really what I'd love for you to do, is get everything at wholesale just like I do and become your own best advocate. So as we move into, now I know we're cruising along, so just hold on with me, because later you can listen to this step by step, digest it in chunks that work for you, and continue in your motion. The next step of movement goes from growing, which is personal growth, to shining, which is looking at things more in the mind, professionally. And you start to ask yourself a series of questions. My goal truly is to help train you to be your own best whole life coach so that you can shine in your daily life. and then I can be here when you hit bumps in the road. I really want to help empower you so that you're not dependent, even on me, you're not dependent on somebody else, but you get to know your body, mind, emotion, and you're there to help yourself through problems and transitions. So in order for you to become your own best advocate and your own whole life coach, these are questions I truly ask myself, and I wanted to share these with you. So first, what you'll say is, what do I really want in life? What do I imagine or envision? When do I want this? A specific date and timeline is really, really crucial. Who will be involved? And any other resources that might be necessary. And then this is where it starts to take shape. So this is where your intention starts to come to light. How does it look, feel? Get all your senses involved when you achieve that goal. How will that feel in your body? Once you start to get a good picture that feels in harmony and at peace, then you can go to this next step, which is adding out SMART goals for each intention that you set. Determine how the accountability will be measured. Usually there's people involved with that. There's dates. Determine how communication is delivered. Is it through text, email, face-to-face, FaceTime, whatever works for you. And then give yourself a routine to review, reflect, revise, and repeat. This is a lifelong process. This isn't a one-time you sit down, you set your intentions, you see about a vision board, and then you just cruise. This truly is a lifelong process, and the more you do it, the more fun you'll have. You'll bring more energy. So continue to grow, shine, and thrive, and keep moving through this journey. So step one would be to complete those action steps that were on the previous slide. Whenever you go after this webinar and you listen to the recording and you share it with your family, or maybe you're sharing it with your colleagues, ask each person to complete those action steps, and then try to maybe think of 9 or fewer intentions. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, okay? But just start maybe small and manageable. Review and reflect personally first, and then ask somebody that really supports you to shine. You don't want someone that you're sharing your light there with someone. You don't want somebody that doesn't have your truest heart and your light shining as their intention. So be selective. Be careful who you let in that inner circle, because this is your compass. You're really opening your heart and sharing your compass with someone and asking for support. So use discernment and be careful in that process. And of course, revise. So after you have that first step, so far in review, we've gone through the questions. There's about 10 questions you'll go through, and then you'll review that on your own. You'll talk to someone else, reflect, see how that feels back. At that point, once you start to feel really good about it, then you jump into a vision board. We love vision boards. In our house, we have our vision board up. My son has one we're working on. I mean, he's 4 years old. His vision board has Disney all over it. Let me just tell you. So vision boards truly can be for anybody. It doesn't have to be just, an entrepreneur or CEO. It can be a mom that's trying to organize her family and get everyone involved and say, what are we doing? I'm spinning my wheels every single day. I never feel organized. What am I doing? What's my intention? I need a compass. I need a goal, and I need direction. And this is where the vision boards connect with your intention. So again, just focus on your 9 or so items. Here is a template. I included a template here for you. If you practice feng shui, you'll see that this is something that you've maybe seen before. But it truly is trying to get all aspects of your life and bring them to light, bring them to awareness, so you can have a say in your day rather than following the wheel every time. Here's a sample vision board. Just have fun with it. You can Google it, search online. There's tons of samples out there. The most important thing is to make it your own. Put your heart into it, put dates to it, and make it your own and give yourself freedom to change. So once this is complete, this is really, really important. Don't put it in a folder and put it in a stack near your door or in your office and say, oh, I'll get to that someday. Please, please, please don't do that. Display it somewhere that you can see it daily. Maybe it's your bathroom. Maybe it's your bedroom. Maybe it's your office. Maybe you have two of them. Maybe you have a personal board, and then at work you have a professional board. My dream would be for you to be able to integrate it into one big board so it's in sync rather than having different boards. It just keeps the energy and the motion going together, but do whatever is appropriate for you. And just ask your kids, your family, your coworkers, ask them to make it too. The more fun you make it, and the more you can become in sync with those around you, the more successful you'll be. So the keys with the vision board are to find focus. It helps you de-stress. You can discover success and enjoy your whole life when things come clear into focus and into a clear intention. So here's an extra challenge. If you want to take it to the Thrive level rather than just grow and shine, Thrive is about getting out of your own bubble. So we grow inwardly, we shine outwardly in our daily professional life or in home life. If our work is our home, thriving is extending beyond your own bubble and seeing how you can help others. How can you be a leader? Perhaps spark your inner entrepreneurial spirit. So if you choose, invite this into your vision board as well. And I ask you just to continue to set your intentions. Those are resources for your vision board, like we said, online. Continue to reflect and revise on those. HeatherMcKinney.com will have future webinars that keep you active and keep you challenged and moving to grow, shine, and thrive. And I truly am grateful and love being here for you. We want to have you save the date. You'll get an email for the next webinar. If you are on our email list, you'll automatically get that. If you're new to our webinar, please email me at growshinethrive@gmail.com, and we will be happy to add you to our email list. The next topic is about learning ways to transform your whole life. So that'll be exciting and interesting. And until then, these are your homework or your action steps. You can only grow, shine, and thrive if you're committed to doing it. So I can give you all the ideas in the world. I can try, my intention is to save you time, save you resources, so that it's clear in what you can do to change your life. But in the end, if you're not committed to it, then it really is up to you. So your action steps are to set your intentions, create your vision board, and find a place where you can look at it daily. In addition to that, if you'd like to go beyond and welcome further support, I would truly love to help you bring your body, mind, and emotions together for clarity and focus. The essential oils that we spoke about earlier that I use in my life and our family uses are Breathe, Balance, and Aroma Touch. And a little bit more about these oils. If you're new to essential oils, this is an exciting adventure for you to jump into. And truly come to the site. I give you an essential oil summary and introduction. You're free to just check that out, see if you're interested. You can order retail, or there are a lot of wholesale options for you, which is my preference. I'd love you to get things at a discount so you can focus on other parts of your life. Breathe helps us physically when we need to breathe, as well as emotionally. So if you ever feel blocked or you're going through these exercises and you're feeling overwhelmed at the gap between where you are and where you want to be, just breathe. Go back to the exercise in the earlier part of this webinar, do your physical breathing, and just put one drop of Breathe on your chest. Dilute it with a little coconut oil, breathe it in on your hands, keep it away from your eyes, but just breathe that in. Let nature, essential oils come from nature. The brand I choose to use is I say it's like heirloom oils. They're only indigenously sourced. So they truly are meant from nature for us to use for therapeutic reasons. And that's why I embrace it every day. Balance. The balance oil, you can put it at the base of your spine, or you can diffuse that. It's a very grounding blend. If you like yoga or meditation, any mindfulness work, it does really help balance your body and your energy system. So release the stress, feel more centered, and using balance will help you do that. So breathe will help open you up. Balance will help you get grounded into the moment and into the now. And the third partner for today is aroma touch. So if you are feeling tense, pain, inflammation in your shoulders, your lower back, even headaches, you could gently just put it around the temples if you have a little tension around your head, shoulders, neck, and this promotes relaxation. So just gently use this with a little bit of coconut oil diluted and watch your body physically relax with aroma touch. It can open up with the breathe oil, and then you can get grounded with balance and be open to having fun with setting your intention. So I'd like to thank you for the first part of today, and then Angie has some questions coming in.
Yeah, we do. Well, I know I took copious notes here, so I have my own work to do. But that's good. We like that. So I'm going to start with some of the questions that we're seeing. And again, if you have additional, please, go ahead and use the question feature and send them over to us. We'd love to, have you participate in the webinar as well. So I think this is a great question. What do I do if I do all this and I get stuck?
I know, that's a good question. I bet a lot of people have that, even if they're not asking.
Yeah, exactly.
And I truly want you to know that's why I started HeatherMcKinney.com, because I've been there, and I live it just like you do. When I get stuck, I go, this is what I do personally. And so start over. Go to the beginning of this recording, start over, do your deep breathing, get motion in your life. You need motion. And it's not just haphazard motion. It's motion with an intention and a focus. So I think that's the key. If someone gets stuck, is to not let themselves sit still, at least for too long, unless they're sitting still with meditation in their heart. If you feel stuck and sad or down and overwhelmed, that's a good word. Sometimes when we get stuck, we get overwhelmed. This buildup of energy, and we don't know where to put it. Exactly. Is go for a walk. Get your body physically moving. Do these breathing exercises. And we will have meditations coming. We'll have some physical activities and exercises coming to HeatherMcKinney.com that you can watch for support. So this will keep growing for you. So my short answer would be come to my website and see if there's something to support you. And the key is just keep the motion going. Go back and revisit the beginning of this webinar. Go through it step by step and see how far you can go.
Okay. And then I think, this question is coming in about how do I know if I'm on track? And I have that question too, because you mentioned SMART goals. So I do this vision board. Is that how I know? Like because I set timelines, or how do I know if I'm really accomplishing?
Right. Well, I think that's truly a good question too. And to attain the gap between where you are and where you want to be, we don't set SMART goals, which are the specific, measurable, and the time, later, relevant, all of those goals. Attainable. Attainable is a good word too, because if I want to be, something that's or experience something that's completely out of my capacity, given my education or a timeline on this earth, then that's going to create stress. So I love the SMART analogy for setting goals, And think about that on your vision board. And if I put up there that I want to be a brain surgeon, that's probably not happening in this life. So why would I put that on my vision board if that's not relevant to my life and my timeline and measurable and attainable for me? So I just ask for you to think about that analogy when you're picking your pictures and picking things that you put on that vision board, because vision boards are so powerful. When your brain sees it, it'll already start to map it and say, how can we create space in Angie's life for this to come? How are we working towards it or away from it? And if you're working towards it, it'll feel good. You'll get energized. And if you're working away from it, you'll feel, a lot of times you feel distress or disharmony, and you might not even consciously realize it. But it's because your body and mind are not in sync, right? So that's what I would say. Use yourself as a gauge. If you feel that knot in your stomach, go back, look at your vision board. Say, is everything on here specific enough? Is it measurable? Is it really attainable? Is it relevant and realistic to my life? And is there a timeline on here? Because if there's not a timeline, who knows when it will happen? Life happens in the way. If you don't make it a priority and set the intention that if there's a priority, it'll just sit there waiting for you.
Absolutely. I think that, where someone might be going with this next question, obviously it sounds like they were intrigued by essential oils.
Okay.
And if they sound interesting, they want to know a little bit more how they can help them. And I have a follow-up question to that. You introduced me to the diffuser, and so, for me, I see the concept as, like, when we're doing the vision board, there's a specific blend I would want to be diffusing.
Beautiful.
Is that one way to tie it into the topics that you're going to be talking about in the series? I mean, certainly there's so much you could talk about in terms of how essential oils can help someone. So I don't know how you rein that topic in. Yeah.
Truly. Okay. So it's more they're intrigued in how the oils just in general can help them.
Yes.
I know I keep saying this. I will invite you to go to the website. We'll have more information growing on there. So we will continue to grow, shine, and thrive at the website with you. There's blogs. I'll invite you to come see the blogs and see how we're actually using the oils. We'll take pictures and post ideas on Facebook, on Instagram, of us actually using the oils in ways that help us in life. So, yes, I think when you're doing this exercise and this activity, if you're diffusing an oil in an actual diffuser, would be beautiful, or just put it in your hands and smell it. Maybe put it in a cotton ball. But when you smell an oil, maybe in a future webinar I'll show you the graphic of how it changes the brain. It truly gets in the brain within seconds. It changes in the amygdala. It changes the thought processes. It's a chemical reaction, and your emotions shift within seconds. So I'm just trying to give you external support that helps you inwardly. That has been proven for thousands of years. It's not fake. There's nothing. It's all real stuff that has been put here on this earth to help us. And now it's so exciting because it's our time to embrace and learn and grow with this. Yes, so I hope that helps.
It does, and I think we have time for one more question. I know it's like 12:29, trying to keep it to a half hour for people if you're on the lunch break or whatever.
Can I fix that one second? I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely.
I just wanted to let whoever asked that question, of course, please email me, growshinethrive@gmail.com. I can help you more personally with that. In general, some of the top 5 reasons people explore essential oils with me are for pain and inflammation, for sleep issues, for immune support, for brain support, focus, clarity, that kind of thing, and also digestive. Believe it or not, digestive, the brain and the gut are so connected. I say the belly and the brain are so connected, and we're learning more and more about that. So I think those are the top 5 issues, but clearly there's so many other ways that can help you.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, and I think for me, I'm going to ask this question because there may be some people that are at work listening, and spent years in the corporate wellness world, you know, and I know how important that still is.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that intrigued me was I read a study where people are starting to even, you know, diffuse these in the work environment for stress reduction.
Yeah.
And I just think it's good for you to talk about that for a minute, because what was amazing to me when I introduced this to people was there's so many things that are prohibitive in the environment of corporate wellness because of cost. These are really affordable life changers, I call them, or like mood changers. Mood stimulants. Maybe there's some things you could share about how they could be shared in a corporate environment.
Sure. Thank you for that. I personally, one of my favorites is Wild Orange. If you buy it with me at wholesale, again, go to the website, because anything I talk about would be just with the oils that I use. I have selected this brand only because it does have the highest quality. It's really the only thing I would trust on my body and to go into my brain. It doesn't have anything fake in it. It's all fully supportive. But the orange is, I think, $10.50 wholesale. So if you go to my website and order, it's $10.50 and you have 250 drops. The reason why I say in a corporate environment orange is beautiful is because it's familiar. And if you add orange and peppermint together, peppermint's about $20 for a large bottle with 250 drops. All you need is one drop a day maybe of orange and peppermint. Roll it in your hands. It's great for the afternoon pick-me-up, you know, after lunch. You have those meetings coming up and you just want to take a nap. But that's not happening. You can't do that. You have to be on your A game. So I truly use it to get through life and enjoy life and be more present. And I think orange and peppermint truly are two of my favorites in a corporate environment. They're familiar. They bring homeostasis, which is balancing the brain, whether you're overactive or underactive. It brings your brain into balance, and it can help anyone in the environment. So just real subtle. It shouldn't ever feel like you're walking into a cloud of aromas. If so, that means you're probably using a little too much. But right at the aromatic threshold, which means you walk in and you feel, it feels in here. And it feels clean and fresh. And wow, okay, I like it here. That's how you should feel, not that you're walking into, you know, a field of oranges or chewing on peppermint sticks. Yeah. Every breath you take. So I'm here to help you with all those tips along the way, but I hope that's helpful.
That was awesome. I don't think we are going to do any more questions, but is there anything that you want to say to wrap up?
I truly am excited to be here with you. This has been a life's work for me, so having the opportunity to bring my personal holistic life together and my love and passion for performance improvement and helping people to shine in their light, the opportunity to bring that together and deliver it to you in a social media form anywhere around the world in the comfort of your home, the comfort of your life, is a dream come true for me. So please stay tuned. Hang in with me. The website is just getting started. There's so much to come. Social media is going to go big and keep growing. So I'm excited to work with Angie on that and just really, really grateful. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for joining us, and don't forget you'll get a recording of this over the next few days. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.